Hello, everyone, and welcome to, I believe this is show number 6 of our evening chat. This is Friday, 11/12, and it was a pretty good week all in all, so I want to start us off with a toast. So cheers to everybody in this room. May your rotations be quick and your profits be big, and may you not have any psychological toxicity going through the week. Cheers. Good way to start off the weekend. I hope you all have some good weekend plans. You can do stuff away from the market. Don't spend all weekend staring at your screens trying to find out what name's going to go next and what name's going to rip. I mean, if that's your process, but at least for me in this room, we're scalpers. I do a lot of scalping. That's the kind of trading we do. Yes, we have people that call out longer names. Yes, we sometimes catch trends and hold things. For the most part, at least for the guys that are talking in Discord and the guys that are doing this chat, we are quick traders and we're scalpers. We're hyper scalpers. We find momentum names that are giving us good entries on options, and we use options as the means to trade common stock, as it were. And as a random note, if I'm looking to the side, I've got a monitor here with my kids on it, and they're sleeping. So is their mother. So if they wake up, I've got to go get them. So if I step away, I will be back. It'll just be to calm them down and then come back down here. So I promised y'all tonight we were going to do part 2. And the second personality trait that I've noticed in people, and the second extreme, I would say, personality we have, what we talked about last time, which is what I would naturally fall in under. And I think a lot of people do fall under it at some time or another, especially if they've hit a green trade. They get the idea that they're invincible. But I'm not talking about the person who thinks they're invincible. And I said this in the last video, so I want to make the same caveat. We're not talking about the extremes as far as somebody who's just gun-ho and just smacking into everything because they're doing it. We're talking about people that they see strategies, they understand them for a sense, and they're getting into a trade. And the process in which these people seem to take trades and seem to handle them, or seem to be able to take them or not to take them. And we called the one from last night the gun-ho person, the view it and take it person, who you just see a strategy, like you learn the strategy, you understand what it's supposed to look like, you see it, and you're like, yep, that's it, I'm in. And there's not much else to it. Now, within the vision of your mind, you may be looking around and you may have gone through some other visualizations, like the cues are doing this is doing this, this is doing this. But it all happens so fast, and you're just like, yes, go. No, out, yes, go. And you can quickly kind of identify those trades. And you can identify them and you can take them quickly. This name, to review from last night's show, this person is often prone to more aggressively tilting, getting sucked in, and getting taken names that are not real setups. And that they'll just chop their day away. They'll bend on the wrong name. They'll see something that happened from before, and they'll try to force something. And there's some other characteristics, and we didn't go into a lot of the minor details because that wasn't the point. We're just trying to establish, for the sake of future shows and for the sake of continued growth, that these two personalities exist. That both the extreme person who can handle these trades and who can take these trades exist on both sides. So one being the person who is what we talked about last night. Now tonight is the person that's more analytical. The person that has rules for themselves. And as someone recently said, someone is like, God gave you commandments that are, came down, and these are the 10 commandments, and you must follow them almost exactly. And you are trying to get every single trade down to a fraction of a chance of losing. Like, you want an almost 100% chance of winning in a trade. It's almost robotic. And from a military perspective, if the people we talked about last night are the people that get sucked into something like I might come like a World War I general who just continually sent There are men across no man's land to die just nonstop, just throw more stuff at it. It's often how the person who's a little bit more just go can be if they're not properly seeing everything. The person who is so analytical and so robotic with his trades, and again, this is the extreme. So a good trader has a mix of both of these, but that person is almost cannot make a decision due to information paralyzation. And he'll look at something and he will just not be able to take it. He'll look at something just like, and this, oh, but this isn't going this right, and this isn't going this way, and oh, but this indicator's not going there, and oh, what about this? Well, why did this happen and not this happen? And they're almost like micro decisioning everything, and they're scared to commit to a choice. And if you're looking at military history, we see this throughout military history too. You can see it in people that are just so I can't think of the word that I'm looking to, so I'll come back to it. But people that are just so focused in on the process and how things work. You could use maybe the British generals in the Revolutionary War, or when they would fight different guerrilla people who would use guerrilla tactics. They were so into how it should be, and this is what has to happen, and all of these things exactly have to happen for us to get to, for this to happen, that they got beat, they got destroyed, they had units that were tore up because of the choices that they made, because of they had to have all of this information, and it was supposed to work this way, and they needed to do all this stuff, and everything had to work in a certain order. So that trader, that's the analytical trader. That's the opposite. And for this person, I have a harder time understanding them entirely because I'm not on that side of the spectrum of mental of trading. I believe, as somebody said in chat earlier, that you can get there from several ways. One, that's just how you are. Naturally, that's how you are. You're that type of decision maker. People, rule followers, people maybe who have an accounting background or that type of, mental way that they think through decisions in their everyday life. They may be that way, and you might be that way just because it's your personality. You may be that way because you've lost money before, and you can't handle, or you don't think you can handle those losses, and you're trying to. Yep, got there from blowing up accounts. Little Cash said you're blowing up too many accounts, and now you are scared because you've messed up. You're scared to be wrong. You have that PTSD. You're like, I just can't handle being wrong. These are all different things that can get us there. You've traded in different systems before, and none of these systems really work. And how do I know if this trade is going to work? And how do I know if it's not going to work? I mean, to be honest, you don't know if that trade is going to work or not. And to be completely frank, if you are this way, and I might be a little bit harsh, but I'm talking to the extreme person who's like this. If you are, and you're going and you're going in that direction, and you're trading like that, it's impossible, I think, to be an amazing or a consistent and a good trader, because you're scared. Because you're scared to make a decision. Find me one general in military history that was scared to make a decision that it worked out good for his troops. That could not make the tough decision and could not act and could not put that risk forward. Now, there are good risks and there are bad risks, and you do need a healthy bit of fear to where you actually understand what you're doing and why you're making these decisions and why you're going after something. But what setup you're taking, the strategy that you're taking. So it's not like you're being reckless. But at some point, you're going to have to get over your fear, because like Brent just said, you're always going to have a reason that a trade's not going to work. And as sometimes you're going to lose. I lose during the day. I do not have 100% win rate. I do lose. And your ego, so if one of the reasons you're wrong, there are different reasons that you can be scared to be wrong. One of them can be ego. You can have an ego. You can't handle the loss. You can't handle telling your spouse that you lost. You can't handle thinking about losing yourself. It could be something entirely different than that. It could be just the money. You need the money. This is, your last shot to make it. You feel like all this pressure's on you. when that is coming into play, so we talk about OODA loop in one of the earlier lessons. And we talked about OODA loop in one of the earlier lessons. When all these outside pressures are on that person, they get that information paralyzation, and that OODA loop cannot go through. It is impossible to make a smooth, quick decision, to see what's in front of you, and to take a good trade. Now, it doesn't matter what strategy you're using. As long as it's a good strategy that you trust, that you understand, and that you have a high win rate in, with a broker that you trust for scalping, remember, I'm not talking about day breaks and this other stuff. I'm talking about scalp trading. We are scalpers. This video and who I'm talking to, generally speaking, is scalpers. You have to have a good entry point. And you have to, over time, learn to trust the process. And here's one way you can do that. And I'm going to show you in my video tonight how I think you can do that. But if you don't do that, you're never going to make it as a trader. Because you're going to constantly get frustrated, constantly look for something else, constantly find a reason that the scalp isn't going to work. You should go to a different style of trading entirely, almost, if you can't handle that in this type of trading. And you see the numbers people are doing here. You see the way people make money and how they trade and all this other stuff. And you want to be able to do that, and you want to go after it, but you have to accept you're going to be wrong and you're going to have losses. And you have to figure out what gives you an edge in the market. I think we have good systems here to give people edges. The guys on the mic here, the stochastic setups that we use, the C strategies, simple, easy, effective strategies that we use here, are extremely, extremely effective when you follow the rules. You don't need to add more rules. They are self-defining. And not to be like mean, but if you don't have these, and I can put together a video, but if you're from, the room, that the T3 room that we all learned in under Mark, you should know these. And if you don't know them, and if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching this afterwards, you come to Discord, we can teach you, you can join the T3 room, there's other ways to learn them. But if you don't know these by heart, and you can't just identify that that's the strategy, and you can't take it, then what are you doing? Just to be mean in a sense, or just to be like frank with you, the strategy's there. There's probably 5 check boxes for each strategy. Does it check those strategies? Does it check? Is it the strategy? Okay, take it. Did it work? No. Okay. Stop. Like, okay, gonna go to another name. What are other people making money in? What names are working? That's one. You have to be able to identify the strategies and trust them. Otherwise, in a sense, you're really just wasting your time. And you're just looking at something that you want to have. And you want to have it so bad. But you're going to constantly stop yourself from getting it, and stop yourself from making the smart trades, and for taking the trades, and from growing as a trader. You got to be willing not to lose. I'm not willing to lose money. I'm not going to sit here and start losing money. There's no way. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lose money every day. I don't have a number that, like, oh, I'm gonna lose money to learn this. Like, I put my money in. Yes, there's a chance that I lose it, but I trade to win money. I trade to make money. So what you can do to help yourself, and I'm not getting into as much of the psychology of this person, generally speaking, because I think we understand it. And also, I'm not that person. I'm still doing some studying on it, reading some different books about people that think this way, so I can understand, so I can help, so I can talk about them. I don't want to give bad information. But we know who they are, or we know how they think. And some people here in the comments are, identifying, saying that, I'm this type of trader. I overthink the things. I can't just look and then take it and accept it. You have to have a strategy that's very effective. You have to trust it. We have strategies that are incredibly effective and that work. I've been trading these strategies for a year or so, and I do this full time. I was not an active day trader before I found these strategies, this room, the psychology in this room, and now I'm a full-time 100% day trader who's posting YouTube videos and on the mic helping people learn how to do it. It is that easy. In a sense, it is that easy. The hard part is mental. The strategies are easy. We have a few other strategies we've developed along the ways, like stochastics, people in the room who are analytical, who try to find the edge, who have found us the edge. So we have the edge. So you've got that if you're here listening to me. If you're in this room and you trade with us, you have an edge. You have a way to identify names that are working and names that are not working. You have to trust that. 2, you have to have a good broker with good price improvement. And I'm going to show you on this video tonight. What you're looking at on my screen is a recording from this morning's trading session when I was trading. And we're going to look at it, and you're going to see what good PI looks like on Fidelity. You're going to see what it looks like to trade Tesla with 10 contracts, which is, I don't know if that's big or not for you, but you're going to see what that looks like, and you're going to see why it's so easy for me to do it. You're going to see me trade Google in here that has a $3 spread, and I buy 10 contracts because I'm not afraid because of the PI I'm getting. Like literally 10 contracts on a $3 spread in a name. So we're going to show some of that tonight, and you have to have that confidence, and you have to develop that. And so you have to do that with such small size. So you have to be an over $25,000 account. If you are under 25K, I'm going to do a video on Monday where we're going to kind of tie some of this stuff together, and then we're going to talk about small account and small account trading. That is different than the psychology of people I'm talking about now, because there's a second type of analytical trader. That's the small account trader who, they just can only take 3 or 4 trades. So they want to take the best 3 or 4 trades. That's not bad. That's not necessarily analytical, like paralysis and not being sure how to make a decision. That's part of it. But the big thing is that, like, your big factor is obvious. You can take 2 or 3 trades. What are you going to do? A little bit harder, a little bit different. But what we're saying here still applies. It's just you would only take the actual highest conviction setup that it comes, and something that that works for you. So thoughts, before we kind of jump into some trading stuff, thoughts about specifically the analytical trader that you've noticed. If you're an analytical trader, any thoughts that you have. So in chat here, let's see if somebody has something before I jump into hesitation at key decision points. And that's really the rub. What Little Cash just said there is, when that key decision point comes, are you able to make the decision? Are you able to look at it and be like, yes, and take it? Because a lot of time in scalping, and you're going to see it in some of my trades today, the smallest pause, the smallest pause will hurt you and you will lose. It has to be, here it is, and take it. It has to be that complete trust. So if you are not on Fidelity, or if you're not on a platform that gives you good PI and good entry, you have to trade common stock. And the reason you would trade common stock is you could do it with common, and even though it would reset every couple days, you could learn the strategies, do it with common, and gain confidence in making the trade, and then switch to options or switch to a broker with better PI, because you have to have good PI. Otherwise, you're kind of in trouble. If you're below PDT, it doesn't really work for you. You need a broker with good PI, because you can't really trade cash. You only do it once or twice. The strategy is not very great. So a small account for this, what would you consider a small? So small account, I mean under 25,000, because if you have over $25,000 YOLO, you can constantly trade all day. So you could say 30, or you could say something like that. But if you're under 25,000, then you can only take one contracted. Then you can only trade with your settled cash. If you have more than that, you can, like, Booth started with 2,000. So other people started with 2,000. I started with 8. So we had that and we grew it. That's a small account. We grew that to, over 25,000, over 100,000 by using these strategies, by using this psychology that we're talking about here. So once you can fund a margin account, you can trade nonstop, so you never run out of money. So I can trade, 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 and I can keep buying and selling and never run out of money throughout the day. So that's what I mean by small account. And in case anybody didn't know that, that's kind of the purpose. That's what we mean. So let's go into this video a little bit. For the analytical trader, here's why I'm showing you this video. And for anybody else watching, I am not showing you this video to brag on myself as a trader or to say, look what I made, anything else like that. Not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing is I'm showing you this so you can see why you need good PI and why this is super effective. So here we go. I'm going to let it run. And I have a book I'm going to open up that has the times of when some of the trades are that I want to hit. But I'm going to let this run here. Let's see where we're at. So y'all can see the screen. Sorry if it's a little blurry. So let's see. I need to jump back a few. So I started my video late today. I forgot I wasn't recording. I had already bought Tesla here. I was filled at $47.15. And Tesla was kind of popping around that area. So you can see I'm up money here. And I was hoping Tesla was going to drop and flush. That's why I'm holding even though I'm up. I'm up 10 cents to 80 cents on the contracts. Or yeah, now I'm up $1, 50 cents to $1 on the contracts, just depending on how they're hopping around. If you're looking at it's probably hard to see, but if you're watching that jump around, you can kind of see where it's at. So I'm still in. It dropped down. I'm probably up a little over $1 a point on 10 Tesla contracts. I was holding because I thought it was going to drop more, and this is why you shouldn't always hold. I think I'm up now, definitely a point. I'm just sitting there waiting. I'm like, it's not flushing. It's not flushing. I've got the Qs up, and I sold. Yeah, I sold, and I made 90 cents or 89 cents on that contract on 10. So let's wait for me to re-enter. I'm going to watch for when I re-enter, which will be in a minute. You can kind of watch Tesla go here. I don't think I jump back in. Let's see. I haven't sit here and watch the whole thing and practice talking through it or anything. So I'm watching to see if Tesla wants to break down and continue lower because you got these volumes. So I bought in there. Hang on, let's see. I'm going to jump back just a few seconds. I'm going to show you the PI that I got. In Tesla, I think I was in probably late or as it dropped. So I'm not front running this right now when it's standing still. Let's see what happens. When did I click buy? I clicked buy. So I clicked buy. The bid is at 40. It hasn't gone through yet. The bid is at 48.30 and 49.15. So there's almost a point spread. Or did I not? No, I didn't click buy. So I missed the trade and I jump in late. There we go. So I missed the trade. I was like, I'm going to see what happens. So I missed the trade. I should have jumped in a little bit earlier. I chased it. So this is a chase kind of Mark 1, if you would. It's not, there's no strategy here. This is that because I'm the personality that I talked about last night. This was me I'm going to try it here really light. I was up money at this point. Actually, I was up a couple grand. So I wasn't super scared. And Tesla was trending lower. The Qs actually were trending lower at this point. You can't see it on this chart here. And I had Facebook up because I was watching it, but on my actual layout, I also have a 9 chart that I'm watching. For the sake of this video, this is here and it'll get changed later, but this is not what I'm looking at right now. That's why I'm actually watching Tesla on a different chart. So the bid is 48.35. The ask is 48.95. I got filled at 48.49. That's a pretty good fill on a chase. That's called good PI. That's called good price improvement. That's called amazing price improvement for a chase in Tesla. Let's watch it. By the time I look down and look at it, I'm like, okay, nice, good fill. I'm within roughly 10 cents now. Let's watch it. So what's it, 3 seconds later? Within 3 or 4 seconds, I'm now up. If I sold right now, 48.75, that's what, on 10 contracts, a couple $100, $250 if I got 0 PI on the exit. I'm expecting it to drop. I'm kind of watching the cues on a different chart. I'm watching Tesla, hoping that it goes down. And I sell. The reason I sold, just so you guys know, the reason I sold there is a rule is I chased and I was green. So a random rule I have for myself is if I chase a name when I shouldn't have chased it, and I mentally knew at this point, yo, you shouldn't have chased that. That was dumb. I got green. That's like, okay, I got lucky. I'm not getting greedy and trying to take the money. I'm simply going to take this trade and get out of it. And because I got great PI, the PI saved me. If I was on a different broker, I bet I lose money there. So I made 49, I made, 49 cents to 72 cents, subtract that out, whatever it is, roughly 30 cents. So roughly $300 on a bad trade. A bad trade I chased. That's what PI does for you. That's how much money you can make on PI. That's why you need to be on a broker if you're doing these strategies that are giving you good fills. When I'm sitting here saying in the morning, yo, Tesla 3, whatever is giving good fills, you're going to see it in Google. Just wait till you see me trade Google. You're going to be sitting there like, oh, this. PI is going to save you. PI has your back. So I'm going to watch this go out. We're just going to let this play out. And I feel like I need to jump ahead. I'm not sure here. Let's see what time I've got. Let me look at my book really quick. See if I jump back in. I did it again. Did I do it again? Yep. So I did it again. I chased again. The reason I chased again, even though it was probably not smart, 49.47 was my fill. I chased again because I got such great PI on the last one. This is not a strategy what I'm doing now that you're going to want to do with a small account, and it's not something that you want to do if you're an analytical trader. And I'm not showing you this as the analytical traders. You're probably just mad. They're like, what's this idiot doing? Like, this is not what you're supposed to do. But what I'm doing is I'm showing you this to say, look at what PI did for me when I made a few what I consider a bad trade. I'm chasing Tesla down, expecting it to flush yesterday's low and the day before. And that's why I was doing it here. And I wasn't big size. I only had 10 contracts. And for me, that's not. I understand it is for others. I'm not comparing contract sizes. So let this play out, 47. And I sell because the name popped around and I realized that I shouldn't have done that. And I need to chill. Like I know in my head I'm over trading. This is my thought process. I'm like, yo, chill. Like Tesla's gonna set up. Chill. It's gonna pop on you. It's not ripping down. You got decreasing volume. Look at the volume decreasing as it's going down. It's not flushing hard. Let's just sell. So I instantly sell, and I got filled 17 cents. I lost 17 cents, so 170 bucks. Whatever. Relax. But that's what PI did. If I hadn't got PI, or I would have waited there, I could have lost a point on that easily. I could have easily lost a point on that. Let me take a quick look at this and see where I need to skip to. All right, so 350. So I need to jump to 3 minutes and 50 seconds or so. See if we're there. A little bit before this. A little bit before. All right, so that was 30. All right, so I'm going to let it play here. And we're going to see what I can see here. So I look at the last Tesla trade, or the last Tesla trades there. And you can see I got no PI. Another reason I didn't trade, if you're looking down here, you see there's no cash sign. That means I got no PI on the exit in Tesla, which is fine. But that just let me know, yo, I'm not trading any of this. So I did not front run any of this here, trying to catch another breakdown. Notice I did here, I didn't here, because it failed. It went down. So I didn't lose any money. I didn't get PI. I'm like, okay, you're over trading. Wait for a good setup. So it's going through my head. I'm thinking through that. I'm like, all right, wait for a good setup. Tesla pulls back up. You can't see it here. I need to add the charts, the moving averages to my Fidelity charts, but they were on another chart I was looking at. It probably hit a moving average here, or at least it gave me a bar I could trade short. So now I have a trade that I think I like short that I can take. I'm waiting now for Tesla to drop down. I'm also checking Facebook, as you can see, because I really thought Facebook was going to go up today. It did. I didn't trade it. Here you go. I'm in Tesla. Why I'm in Tesla there. It's at the top. I still think Tesla is overall bearish. It's going down. So you can see my price. I'm doing this again to show you the price, but it started ticking down. I bought as soon as it started ticking down, and I would have sold if it would have popped up past the top of this candle, or if it would have popped up at all, I would have sold it. So it didn't. It started ticking down. I got filled at 46.14. The spread on this is 70 cents and is $46 is the bid and 46.70 is the ask. I got filled 14 cents off the bid. That's good PI. That is what's going to help you get past your analytical mindset to trust these trades and to take them small size to get a good feel. You know how easy it is to take an entry on something and pretty much be instantly up money? That's it. Like, if you trust it and it's a strategy that you know works for you, and I'm not talking about this strategy because this isn't per se a great strategy as far as it's something that works for me and others. But if you're doing green takes red, you're doing know your limit 8, you're doing these strategies that are very effective and you're taking them as far as just playing the momentum like I'm doing here in Tesla, and technically a 1 minute breakdown, I'm just front running it super early. But look at that. Look at that fill. 14 cents off the bid on a 70-cent spread. It's hard to lose. That's going to help you get past that analytical, like everything has, I'm scared if it's going to work. I'm scared if it's not going to work. It's just have to trust the software. Trust the system. It's not always going to work. You're going to lose. But do you have enough tools to be like, this works. I've seen this work. This is effective. So let's play it out and see what happens here. I don't remember what happens here. So now it's been 3 seconds, and now the contracts are, the bid is 46.85. So I instantly could sell, and 47.30. I could make I can make a point in 5 seconds, $1,000 on 10 contracts right now, $800 to $1,000 in 5 seconds. That's a pretty good hourly wage. That's a pretty good hourly wage. So let's let this play out, and let's see how I play it. What I think I do is I sell. God, I don't remember. We're just going to watch and see. Let's see. You can remember with me. So it's kind of bouncing around. It's jumping up and down. It drops more here. I'm up over a point here. Almost 2 points. Point and a half. I'm up 2 points now. I'm up over 2 points now. This is when I should have sold. I was stupid. I didn't sell here. That was the good sell point. Here's my mistake. I didn't sell here. I'm up over 2 points. That's $2,000. I hold, I think, a little bit too long. That should have been my sell point. I was hoping it was going to flush. I didn't even trim off half of the position like I should have. Oh, now it dropped even more. Man, I should have. This is what I was holding for. Now I should have sold. But again, it doesn't matter. I'm not doing this because it's going to make me toxic. I'm just showing you the PI. So now Tesla, I'm waiting. I'm like, come on, flush day lows to flush yesterday's lows. Let's make 5 points or more so I can log off on a Friday. There's no risk for me here. I got 46.14 and the contracts are at 48. I sold, not great PI, I don't think, on the exit. It doesn't matter because it was still 2 points. So that's 2 points on a trade. If you would have waited until it got down here, you probably still would have made money, but that's how your PI can help you on entries. That's how your price improvement and having a good broker with something is going to help you get there. If at any point, if you're an analytical trader and you're someone who leans heavily to that robotic side of trading, that information overload, that forcing the stuff, if this is what you do, this is a strategy that you use. You find a strategy that works. You enter with a broker with good PI, in a name with good PI, in a contract. You get that in this room. We're here telling you this contract has good PI, this contract has good PI. I'm getting great fills on this. You trust us. We're the ones trading it. You take it. As soon as you buy in, bam. Now, if you're up money, it's up to you when you sell. At any point, 3 seconds after I bought that, you could have made whatever size you would have been taking. You took 10 contracts, $800, like that. Or you could have held it and you could have made 3,000. You could have sold when I did and made 2,000. Point being, I was green for 99.99% of that trade. That will help you get past that anxiety. And if it doesn't, then don't do trading anymore. Like, what else can we give you apart from an entry with you're green 100% of the time? when it's working, when you're finding something that works, when you've got your analytics that are set up and all your rules that are given from the trading gods, that you're like, this must be the perfect setup that I do, and whatever else it is, whatever routine you have that gets you, what you need. If you can't get in that trade and know and have confidence that you're going to be there and it's the setup that you want, it's all that, and you've got the price improvement to get you there, and you can't trust that, then just stop trading. Go put your money in a mutual fund or some other type of fund and go live the rest of your life. You're just wasting your time. Or find a different strategy. Be a swing trader. Do something else. And I'm not talking to you and giving you advice, and there's nothing wrong with being analytical. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Analytical people have helped me become a better trader. But information paralyzation and over analyzing something to the point that you're going to talk yourself out of every trade. If what you just saw, you couldn't enter that, or you couldn't find a way to enter that with that PI and make money, I don't know that there's a way that you can entirely be helped. Like, you have to learn, you have to do it, and at some point you have to find your strategy, all the trading rules you have that are perfectly checked off, and then when that time comes, the thing that helps you pull the trigger is your trust in your software, the people that are telling you this contract is good. You take that contract, and then you have a higher probability of winning. So that's one way that we can do that. That's one that is what's going to help you, in my opinion, get over that. Because if you don't do that, here's what I see people doing. They get over analytical, and DKT said it, and this is what I've kind of seen. You get so analytical over the stuff that then you take setups, I'm just going to, and you just take it. I'm just going to take it, and I just take it. Or it's too late, and I'm chasing it, and I'm going to take it. This kind of looks like a setup. Hey, it's not right. And then you start taking bad trades because you almost start developing FOMO. Or you start, I don't believe in speaking things into existence, but you almost start creating bad trades that you're going to take. And you almost just take the bad ones that aren't good and then reinforce your bad mental state of that over analytical power. Well, that trade didn't work and that trade didn't work, and now you're just in this downward spiral of, I can't win. This isn't working. I need another I need another indicator to tell me to get in. No, you don't. You probably need less indicators, but I don't think that's the answer, me telling you that, because I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. You need to have confidence in your strategies. You need to have confidence in what you're doing. You need to develop that confidence through winning, through seeing the trades. But if you do that, you start getting locked up. You get in a trade, then you get locked up, because you're not just going through that OODA loop of deciding, of looking at like, okay, entry, yep, good entry price. Oh, stock is dropping. All right, let's sell here. All right, I'm out. I'm going to leave a runner. And you're not just going through that smooth circular process of, observe, orient, and just going through it, just going through it, that circle. You're not able to go through that. So instead of doing that, you're getting locked up at some point or at multiple points in your decision-making process. And what's going to cost, instead of like a general lives on the battlefield or poor decisions because you can't make a decision, your account's going to suffer. Your mental fatigue is going to suffer. You're going to look around and see all these other people doing it. Why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? You can do it. It's just over time you have to develop the ability and the trust in your strategies. Once you have them, a broker and a platform is the way to do it. You buy in. If you're not almost instantly green within, let's say, 5 seconds, you sell. You just look at it, you buy. Am I green? Nope, stock dropped, I'm out. All right, let's find the next setup. And go through your analytical process again to find the next setup and be okay with that miss. Or, okay, I'm green. I bought Tesla here. It went down. I'm going to sell right now because I'm locking in my profit. Boom. And you have to find that within yourself, and you have to figure out how, and I hope to help you here through future videos and other ways, but in how to develop that, identify the strategies, take them, and all of that. But more information is not always better. Often more information is bad. Like my charts that you see here, they don't have very much on them, and you've seen my other charts. There's not a ton of drawing on it. There's not a ton of different stuff. You don't need all that trash. Not that it doesn't work, not that it's not effective for some people. You don't need it. You might for some things. You don't need it for scalping. Remember, I'm a scalper. I'm teaching you scalping psychology. We're talking through what it's like to identify these things and take them. Yes, there's some benefit to some of this stuff. I don't find a lot of it useful. That's why I use very simple things. I have an 8 EMA, a 21 EMA, a 200, a VWAP. You could do everything off that. You could have those things, your stochastics and your volume, and you could make a living. And then using those things, you could then, for fun, throughout the day, you could use other indicators and you could add them. Be like, well, I feel like something's, well, what happens when the RSI is doing this? And if you're the type of person that loves doing that, more power to you. Do it. Figure it out. Learn how to improve on these strategies and help the room out get better. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Bravo to you. That's what we look for. That's why we're all here trading together, to grow and to learn. So I'm by no means saying that the analytical trader is a worse trader. In many ways, they can be better, and they add a ton of value to rooms and to chat rooms like this. But what I'm trying to help you do is find that sweet spot. And part of that finding that sweet spot is this trade, is being able to take these trades and identify these trades. And the PI. If you don't believe it just after watching this is the PI I get in Tesla. I can't remember if I take another trade here. I'm going to let it play. I feel like I take a trade here and I lose in the trade as far as the stock goes, but I end up winning. I can't remember when it is. So I think I lose in one and then I win in one or something. Let's see. We'll watch and see if I screwed up here. I think I took another bad trade or something in here. But let's watch it for really quick. I have hourly candles and other stuff. It's just not on this stuff. But I have hourly candles I do look at, Brent. And I do it. That's a 15-minute. It says 1 on the bottom right. I forgot to change it back. It is a 15-minute chart, or it should be a 15-minute chart. FYI. So I took a trade there and lost. I don't think it's an important trade. I was just trying to catch another breakdown. And then I bought back in here again. This might be the one I shouldn't have taken. I'm not sure. Let's see. So I took a trade and I lost a point because I was over trading. So you got to see me make a dumb mistake there. So I over traded and I lost a point when I was talking to Brent. I was doing that up there, trying to catch a down move. Shouldn't have done that. And then I bought it here again. And I think we'll see that is because of the PI. So I bought 1482 and then I sell. And I get pretty decent PI, and I think if you can look at there, the name was going against me when I was selling, and I made 20 cents on a name going against me in Tesla because of the price improvement. So that trade failed. I was stupid and I was over trading, and I made money. So again, if you're watching this and you're like, I can't figure, I'm never in a trade and it takes me forever to get green, price improvement and a good broker, whether it's E-Trade, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, you know, I recommend, and I'm not recommending actually, I can't do that. I would never do that. I use Fidelity, and you're watching me get price improvement on Fidelity. So here I am again, ready to trade Tesla. I buy. So, whoa, hang on. We're going to watch that really quick. That entry there. I hold this one too long, but this entry I think was another, I'm not going to go back to it. It's the same thing as the other one. It was another, like, I got filled within 10 cents of the bid on a drop. Tesla goes down. I'm now up 2 points on that if I were to sell right now. I probably hold too long again. Or do I not? No. So I took that trade. And this is why I kept taking the other trades, and I didn't mind losing that other one, so I sold there. So that's another, I made a point, about another point on that Tesla, and I sold a little late because it's choppy. But I made back a point from what I had lost. So you can definitely do that in Tesla. So I think I'm done. I can't remember if I'm done with Tesla at this point, but for the sake of this, I'm going to hop forward a little bit to the 13-minute mark. So yes, I was done with Tesla at that point, looking back. So at 13 minutes from when I started and 40 seconds. So here we go. For some reason I wrote this down, go to this trade. I think this might be a failed trade where I get good PI and I win in a failed trade. So let's get back a few seconds. Let's see if this is why. All right, so I'm going to let this play out. So I bought Tesla. I'm not too worried. Let's see if it goes up here. I want to see if this is the trade where it actually runs up. So Tesla's kind of jumping around. I had bought and sold. I bought right there and got filled in the middle. Like, no, I got filled. So 44.70 is the bid. 44.94 is where I got filled. 45.85 is the ask. Here we go. I sold pretty much right away, and I didn't get good PI on the exit. I thought I would get better, and I made 3 cents. Not a big deal. I'm probably over trading this, expecting it to break down. Oh yeah, because you can see it hit a 2-minute 21 here. So I think the reason I put this time in here, I want to let it go and see if it runs right here. See what I did, so I can remember why I wrote down on my notebook to go to this time frame. Okay, so this is probably it. I bet I try it one more time. Let's see. Okay, so my assumption here is I'm front running again at the top of the candle. I do this a lot. It's riskier, but it gives me good, you know, I usually make money when I do it if it works. And it gives me like a short stop loss if you want to use that stop loss idea. So 44.97. No, that's not my entry. So I didn't buy. So Tesla ticking down. I got filled within 20 cents of the ask there, and I'm ready to sell instantly. It goes up, it drops around. I don't sell. I sell there and I scalp again. I think this just had to do with PI and the entry on PI, because I was looking at different times when I purchased, and I got good PI within 20 cents on a dollar spread. So you can basically just see how I sit here and just scalp Tesla for basically using the PI. And I didn't have the best fills. I didn't have the best stuff. No, I don't, Dyer. I just did it for the sake of this video, so I wasn't watching like 8 hours trying to figure out when I was on the stream what I was doing. So I could just quickly jump to a position that had some trades. Here's another one. This one was not a good fill, or was a mid fill. And I think this is the last trade I do in Tesla. It pops up against me. Oh, I lose here. That was another trade I was thinking about. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I think, okay, so that was it there. So I'm done with Facebook, and you see, or I'm sorry, I'm done with Tesla. Why am I done with Tesla? Because I got no PI on that last contract. So I was expecting it to break down. I was like, come on, break down. You had a 2-minute breakdown that failed. I traded it too many times. I was like, I'm over trading this. It's not going. It keeps chopping around, and you see how Tesla trades. Failed 2-minute breakdown, failed 1-minute breakdown. I'm done with it. And so I do what I talked about in the video a couple nights ago, and I just leave it alone. And I'm like, nope, I'm done. So I'm done trading Tesla. I think I go and look at Facebook. I wrote 1723. I bet this is the one I'm talking about. So I enter Tesla here at 43.90. Whoa. So watch this entry on Tesla if you want to talk about good PI. I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but I'm really trying to help you analytical traders and guys that are like struggling with this. I enter 43.90 is my price. The sell on Tesla, the bid is 43.95. I got filled 5 cents below the bid by the time my order went through. That's good PI. That's what trading on the proper broker can get you. That's what trading a hot option contract can get you. That price improvement. Now, no matter what happens, like I could sell right now and I'm pretty much guaranteed a win. And it kind of pops around here. I'll see what happens. I think I came back to Tesla because the Qs were falling here was probably why I came back to it. But so it wasn't hard holding this chop per se because yeah, it wasn't overly hard holding the chop because the price improvement was good. And then I was like, okay, I'm getting out of it. It's not going as quick as I want. I'm done. So I think I could have traded that better. I could have waited 5 seconds and sold, but then I could have waited 5 seconds and lost. I wanted to be instantly right or instantly wrong. That's my process. That's how I do it. Instantly right or instantly wrong. So as far as Tesla, that's it. Any questions so far just on what I'm talking about? I don't know. I think this will help you. I know MM believes that this will help. Um, Specifically, just when it comes to PI or anything that I've said so far, any questions, clarifying remarks you'd like me to make, anything else? That's crazy PR that you actually have to have a genuine move to catch 30 cents in Tesla because of Canadian stuff. I mean, you can see me doing it here. And maybe it's because volume. I mean, I don't know, Chase. I don't have that issue. I mean, I definitely have. And you watched them here, issues where I lose at it. But again, do you have an over $25,000 account? Can you continue to make a same trade? You know, are you over trading a certain strategy? So, like, if you really wanted me to help in the sense of knowing what's up with Fidelity, um, you would need to journal your trades and let me see some of them. And I could tell you, and I could probably point you out what you're doing wrong. If you're not doing that, why can you only trade one contract? And there's nothing wrong with trading one contract. Trade one contract. What do you mean earlier or later? I mean, you saw me enter on the times. I'm going to do one more with Google just to show it. And there's a reason I'm showing this when I'm talking about the person, is I'm trying to give you an edge. And I think this is one of the edges that you can have. It's a good platform with good entry. And that can help you somewhat with your analytical. That we're going to talk more in another video another time about other stuff that we can do to help us as far as but when it comes to this, the only thing, Tori, about front running sooner, which yes, maybe you should do and maybe you shouldn't, that's for you to decide, is don't do it more than once on the same candle, generally speaking. Oh, you're talking about PI. Um, it depends. If I'm paying attention, I generally try to get in the last or first 10 seconds of a candle. I've noticed that to be statistically, and if you were to take everything and play it out as a whole, I would say the first and last 10 seconds is when you can get a little bit of a PI or direction in a name on a candle, or Alex. Like, I'm not going to front run the same 1 minute candle 3 times most of the time. Sometimes, remember, there's not really an absolute rule with you can't do it. If I'm winning and I'm getting good PI, sure, I'll do it again in the same candle if it ticks down more. But I'm not going to, oh, it didn't work, I gotta pick it. Like, just make sure you don't over trade your front runs. And you understand, hey, I'm losing on too many front runs. Maybe I need to change it up a little bit. So let's watch this. I'm going to let this play out here. Did I buy yet? I did not. We're going to look at Google. And we're going to see what happens in Google. So Google, I don't even know why I said to go to this 330. point. So I bought Google. This is pretty good PI on Google. So if you're doing PI, and I'm just showing you on Google here, I got filled at 43.39. 42.80 is the bid, 44.20. So that's, you know, above mid. That's better than halfway through on Google. And it's been trending up. Why I'm trading this, I saw every last time I get one of these little flag candles and it breaks out, it goes higher. So I see the same thing here. It like flags and breaks out. It flags and breaks out. It flags and breaks out. So I'm like, oh, hey, look, it could flag and break out. I'm kind of sus here, because I think that it needs to hit a moving average. So I think you'll actually... So now at this point, I'm 100% up on the trade. If I sell and I get any PI, I'm pretty much guaranteed to win. I think I sell late and I make a little bit here instead of making a lot, to be honest. And then the next trade, I think I'll show you my biggest trade of the day, which was when I caught Google for I think like a 6-point move, and how I did that. And again, the point is educational for order execution and stuff. Did I sell here? I don't think I sold yet. I'm holding too long here. I'm expecting a big move from Google. It's like a picture I painted in my head, and I was probably wrong. I could have sold quicker. I was up money, and I wasn't too concerned about like catching like just quick scalps at this point. I thought I was gonna do better on Google because I had previously traded it in the day and done good in it. So I sold here because it was ticking down and the Qs were ticking down. I'm like, I'm out. And even while it was dropping, I got filled 30 cents above where I bought it. It was dropping and I made money on it. That's what good PI can do for you. And this isn't just a brag on PI video. It seems that way, but I think this is something that helps the analytical trader get that edge. This is an edge. That's something that can help you, that can get you that entry, because there's no specific number of strategies. If you're an analytical person, as we watch Google drop here, actually I'm going to skip to the next 35 minutes. If you're an analytical trader, if you're an analytical person and I just give you more rules, it's not going to do anything but clog up your ability to make a decision even more, and it's not going to help you. Let's just be honest. It's really not. You think it'll help you, or maybe it'll add something to you, but honestly it's really not going to. Let's let this play. I don't think I need to. When did I enter Google? Okay. So I enter Google here, or I'm about to, because it dropped down. It's below the moving averages. If you look over here on the right, it hit the 21 for the first time. So here's why I thought this PI and stuff was so good. I got in, and don't worry that the chart dropped when I got in, because I'm looking here at the bid and the ask, and I see where that's at. I ignore the chart for the most part. So it had already hit the 21. So it hit the moving averages. It was down here. I thought it was a good trade. The Qs weren't really dropping. The Qs ticked up. I bought it on the Qs ticking up. And the bid is $38, and I got in at $37.72. $37.72. That's good PI. And then I hold the trade. Now, this is not 100%. Nothing is 100%. This is another tool on a platform that I use regularly, that I'm showing you how when I find a name in a contract that's working and it's trending in a direction that I've been making money in, let's say it's something like Amazon, this strategy works with Amazon, something that's doing like this that you can find, and you can find a way to make it work for you. For here on Google, you could have still bought in now and you'd be fine, but you can see it crossed all the way down. The stochastics are down here at the bottom. It started ticking higher. The Qs are ticking higher, so I bought in. And now at this point in the trade, I'm sitting here up a point, just wondering if it's going to run more because the Qs are ticking higher. And I'm just kind of holding. I could have sold at any point and held a runner. I didn't. I just chilled and kind of let it go and see what happened. You know, it was kind of just fun at that point. I was just having fun. I was just enjoying trading. I kind of view sometimes as I'm trading, not entirely, but almost, I kind of put it in video game aspect to my head. Not to the point to where I'm gambling money and throwing stuff away, but just I'm, you know, hey, I'm just making trades. Here's a trade, taking a setup. And I'm not overly analyzing and overly thinking about every single thing, because I'm very detached from it, and I try to stay detached. So I get sucked in like I can, and I can tilt into something. Like I think I might have in Tesla earlier trying to catch a breakdown. I kind of just step back. I'm like, all right, let's step back for a second. Let's chill. Let's relax. Let's have some fun. And now it's fun trading something when you're 3 points up. I'm roughly 3 points up in Google at this point in 10 contracts. You don't have to take my size. Don't take my size. Don't do anything I do. I'm doing this to help you, and doing this to say that if you're looking for an edge, that price improvement, that buy right now. If you're ever red, sell. But if you buy and you're instantly green, hold, is a good strategy to help that analytical person, as opposed to, here's another thing you can find. Here's another thing here you can find. Honestly, find how many rules you can get rid of. Maybe that's something that can help you. If it's possible for you to do that. I'm not saying that it is. But we have to find a way to develop getting over those fears that we have in a healthy manner if you want to be a successful trader and you're a mostly analytical trader. Where do I exit? I still haven't exited yet. Yeah, I haven't exited yet. I don't have an idea where I'm exiting. I'm just like having fun letting it ride. Nope, I'm not greedy at all. I'm just letting it ride. Like, I'm just having fun. Like, I could have sold and I would have made, 37.72 anywhere I got filled in this area. I don't know where I sell. I think I actually get filled in this area when I do sell. I think it actually jumps up another couple points, and I probably should have sold and I didn't. And it's like, all right, let's just see what happens. And then I sell later. I don't remember, to be honest with you. And it's kind of a diamond hand, but it was also just it was more of like a experiment, kind of just having fun with it. I was up. I was happy if I was done for the day. It didn't matter to me. I didn't, at this point, it was just detached. It was like I was entirely, maybe too much, and I did not trade this perfectly. If you were a smarter trader here, you would have sold it. 90% of y'all would have sold this, and you would have been a better trader than me. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that, but the entry is key. Getting in at the right price is what you have to do. And it's not something that you overthink. I'm not overthinking this. I'm just seeing it and looking at it, and I'm trying it. And the trick is, then you should never take 10 contracts if you would be sweating it. But then the trick is that I was okay to test it and to try it because I trusted the PI in Google, because I had traded it and other people had traded it, and I had made money in it already this day. Because I wasn't toxic, because I've been going through the OODA loops, things we've talked about in other shows, and I was just like, this contract's working, let's try this contract. Oh, this is working, let's try this contract. Let's see what happens. It kind of comes from that, experience and that, like, watching things happen. I don't have any number in my head right now in this trade that I'm waiting on. You know what I saw when I looked at this? I looked at it and I was like, I've got a 1 minute breakout, I've got a 2 minute red bar, I've got a 5 minute breakout, and it bounces off the 200 here. I had a 15 minute possible breakout, which is why I was holding it longer, actually, now that I'm remembering. I was like, I got a 15 minute trigger. Or this was a 1 minute trigger. I don't know. I forgot to change this chart, and I thought it was 15 minutes. So what happens when you're goofing off and you're messing with stuff and you forget to put it back on the right time frame? It feels good, Did I sell? No, I still didn't sell. I actually think I was thinking about adding here. I didn't, but I think for a second I thought about adding because of what the Qs were doing. But at no point in this trade was I down. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anything. I was just trading. And hey, maybe it pops up, maybe it doesn't. But during this whole time, my contracts never dropped. So I practice. Why I did this, right or wrong, I'm practicing holding when it's easy for me to hold. What would have made it better was going down the risk side and selling 5 contracts and holding the other 5 contracts. But the idea was, let's practice holding, because I'm up. I don't care about the money, and I'm up 3 points right now. And if I go down and break even on this trade, I'm not going to be mad. Honestly, that was what I was thinking. And I was just chilling. So being able to get to that mindset of having fun where you're trading, as you're getting experience, maybe looking and feeling the market a little bit more, then analytically spotting everything perfectly. Yes, the analytics help and help you see these things and grab these things and kind of make the trades and get good entries. But your analytics should get you a good entry. And then after that, your PI gets you that good entry, and then your price improvement, and then just see what happens. Hey, you're good. You're done. I mean, then you've got the best chance you've got to win. I was never at risk of losing in this trade after I got in, was I? Was there ever a point when I was down? For the analytical guys here, was there any, any other way? And there's nothing special about me. Like, I don't, I just saw it and I took it. I just tried it. I was like, I'm just going to try it. To me, the 10 contracts wasn't a big deal. It could be, and so maybe you take one contract. You're not always going to get great PI, but sometimes you'll get good PI, and sometimes you'll have these names. Sometimes you'll have this runner you can hold. It's at $43, $42. Do I sell? Please tell me I'm smart enough to sell here. I don't think I am, but I'm up 5 points on this trade now at least. So yeah, there's nothing wrong. Like, don't. It's stupid for me to hold this. I don't make any more because I'm holding it. You should take 5 points on a trade. I'm doing it to practice. I'm doing it for other reasons. Don't worry about the trade or the money or my account or anything else like that. The idea is not that I made that on the trade. It's the entry, the price improvement, the trusting the strategy, buying in. That's the only reason I'm showing y'all this. It's not to brag and that I can do this and or anything like that, or to be like, look at my P&L and look at what I can do. It doesn't matter. That's not going to help you. I'm hoping that by showing you this, and especially if you have an account that's over 25,000 and you have a cushion there, I'm not saying use your cushion to lose, but use us in the room. Find something that works. What do you mean by open PI? Oh, you can't see it. Or I don't know if you mean by open PI, like what I made on PI. If on Fidelity you put your mouse on this, you can see the little blue square. It will tell you how much PI you got. So I do hope this helped. I don't remember when I sold. I'll just leave it plain until I did sell. At this point, Brett, I'm up, I don't know, like 5 points on this trade. Profit, 5 grand. I have 10 contracts. I'm up 5 points. It's 5 grand. And yeah, you don't have to have that. I took some Collins off. It just seemed like extra information. I'm like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. No, I just told you. You take your mouse, look at my screen, and you take your mouse. Oh, okay, here I sold, by the way. I don't remember when I sold, but I sold. And 37.72 was my entry, 42.36 was my exit on 10 contracts. It's, a little less than 5 grand. Almost 5. And it was all because I trusted the PI, my contract. I'd already traded it. Other people, Mitchell was talking about this. Booth was talking about this. Other people were talking about this. So what have we talked about in these other shows that I've done? We've talked about the rotation crew. We've talked about OODA loop. We've talked about being detached. We've talked about being able to see the market as a whole. If you're one of these analytical traders, to sit back, to see the stuff that's happening, find your setup and your good entry, get in on good PI. If you're green, it's up to you what you do with it. Not telling you to hold, not telling you to sell. It's up to you, based on you. If you're red, you sell instantly and you look for the next setup. You don't even think about it. There have been days when I've made money and I've probably only won 30% of the time because of the amount of front run losses I take, and I just have good PI, so I'm not losing a lot on my front run losses. I mean, I'm not even lying to you. I have sometimes I have 40% win rates and I win. Yeah, that's why I showed the video. I want y'all to see it and to be like, this can happen. And if you go back and watch this on YouTube, you'll see my face. Like, I'm a real dude. I'm not, fake. There's nothing else. I'm sitting here chilling, talking, trading with you guys on a Friday night. Have a drink, talk trading, talk psychology. And less psychology here and more of a specific strategy. And that's the PI portion. And I hope that can help that analytical person or even you non-analytical people, to see some of the potential here. And that's it as far as this trade. I'm not going to jump around anymore in all this. I think we've seen enough of what I did for the day. But, you know, that was what I did. And that's how I used my platform to my advantage, and a partial of analytics and then partial of just that trust and taking some names, you know. He means a lot more than that, Alex G. Like 100, you might not get good PI. Like 50, you might not get good PI depending on the name. You know, sorry, Boof. Market was kind of sus. It's just, honestly, I made in Google, I made a little in Tesla early, and if you go back out in the beginning of the video, I showed that, and then I think I made in Google, the rest in Google. That's good that you realized. Are you near a mic? You can always hop on and chat if you want. But I'm not positive. So as far as, I think, really quick, randomly, yeah, I think Shop was working great. Nothing wrong with trading a name that's working. I didn't trade it, but that was that. I don't remember what the Shop trade you took before Google one. I tested that out with 5 contracts. I think it was like a $3 or $4 trade, because Boof, wait, before this video, you mean before this clip, like right before I did the Shop one? Yeah, let me go back. I don't know. Because I made like 3 points in Shop earlier in the day, so I was like, I'm gonna try it again. Let me see if I can find it, see what I lost on it. So I think I sized down because I didn't trust the contracts. Let's see if I can find it. I don't remember what it was. Let me see. I'll try to find it in a second. And I'll let you know what I lost once I quit recording. 1017. 1017. Oh, that was way earlier. You're talking about the one I made money in. Oh, I'm not going to show that trade. Well, I will show that trade. No, I'll show that trade in a second. That was a dumb trade, and I think I made like 4 points on it. And I don't think it's a smart trade, so maybe not 4, maybe 2 points on it or something. It would be toxic in the sense of I made a lot on a trade that wasn't good, and so I don't want to demonstrate that trade because it may be like, oh, if I'm ever down, because I got 0 PI on entry, and I held a little bit, and it worked, and then I sold it, and I got like $2,000 worth of PI. So I didn't want to show that. PI made me money there, but it was such a bad trade in the sense of, I mean, maybe I'll try to find it, and I don't mind showing it. But that's why I didn't take that, and that's why I didn't show that trade. But I think the spread was probably like 3 points or so in Shop, and I marketed in. I got no PI. I got filled at the ask, so I was roughly possibly $3 to $4,000 down if I marketed out. I waited, which wasn't smart, and then I sold and got incredible PI. And that's the amazing thing with PI. And it's okay. You can sometimes make garbage trades and make money. So, lesson learned, stay away from Shop. But if you go back and pause the video on YouTube, I'm sure you can see exactly how much I won or lost there. But I was definitely marketed in and got the worst fill possible. Were you at least green today, Boof, by the way, before I started rambling? Sorry. Yeah, I hope y'all like the info. Dude, that's not bad. I'm glad you're green. You take everything you can take out of the market. Take all of it. Walk away. 4 figures is a good day. Even on a Friday. That gives you some spending money over the weekend for a lot of food, tacos, other things. Yeah, we do. So I don't like paying taxes either. It's one reason I'm moving out of the state I'm doing. One of many reasons, but moving to a different state. So I'll migrate down to Puerto Rico. Um, but for this, so I'm gonna be ending the YouTube video. We're still gonna hang out here and chat. We're gonna talk some, but for this YouTube video, for the sake of the analytical person, I didn't go super deep into the analytical person. Instead, I talked more about a possible strategy and a way for that person to get past it. I don't think it's going to do a ton of help just beating them up. Um, Although, in a sense, you do have to learn to get over these things, I think, or use them to your advantage. But if you can't get over information paralysis and you can't get over that, then it's going to be a detriment to your trading and it's going to drag you down. And we have to find ways to get through that. And that's why I'm here talking to you. That's why I'm trying to help you. That's what I'm doing. I'm here to try to find a way to help you get to that point. And the future shows we're going to do is going to help you get to that point, and it's going to help you get there. That is my goal anyway as a trader. So I hope this was somewhat helpful to give you analytical people that edge and to maybe find something like good entry points and stuff that can help you learn and can help you trust in the system. And I couldn't recommend Fidelity more. I do have a video showing how to set it up. If you check out that video, it's Fidelity setup video. I need to make a new one that's more detailed, showing how I use it to scalp, what my setup is, what it looks like, all that kind of stuff. So all that being said, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to end it. If you're in Discord, we can hang out and talk some more. If you're on YouTube and you would like to come and hang out with us in Discord, chat with us, trade with us, I'll post a link in the description below. Thank you for spending your time watching this video. I look forward to talking to all you guys sooner. If you like this content, like, share, subscribe it. You can follow me, hit the notification so you know when I post more stuff. Share it with your friends. You know, we're making really good money here. Hopefully we're going to make a lot of millionaires, a lot of people that can make independent lives doing trading. I've done it. Other people in this room have done it. So we're going to keep it up. I'll talk to you all soon. Have a great evening and a great weekend.